If you knew the truth, you'd understand. We spend more on national security than all the rest of the world combined. Not the next 14 nations or the next 10, all the rest of the world combined. By a large margin. You have to know where the budget is. It is not $600 billion for the Defense Department. It's $1.2 trillion for Homeland Security, the Defense Department, Veterans Affairs. The nuclear weapons are in the Department of Energy, not the Department of Defense. And the intelligence budget, which is now well over $100 billion a year. You, last fiscal year, spent $1.2 trillion of your tax dollars, more than all the rest of the world combined, on national security. Did you get national security? No. Well, yes, you did, basically, but did you get it at a reasonable cost, including opportunity costs? That is to say, what can you think of that you could have spent some of that money on that would have been a whole lot better than what it was spent on, and probably would only have raised your risk in terms of national security a minuscule amount, if anything at all. And there is no more glaring example of this than what my former boss, Colin Powell, calls the new terrorist industrial complex. We have spent $2 trillion on a threat that the Cato Institute even did a statistical, by the way, the Cato Institute sort of belongs to Charles and David Koch. Yep. Did a statistical analysis on for almost every threat you can imagine, from airplane accidents to a lightning strike. And using the data from the last 40 years, including 9/11 data, you have about the same chance of being killed by a terrorist attack as you do a lightning strike. And yet we spent $2 trillion on the so-called global war on terror. Tell me that's smart. And we made a lot of people very rich. And we're still making them rich. That doesn't help much, because that's an incredible maldistribution of that government subsidy, if you will, of the wealthy.